The thing with me is like, I know it was bad, but I still enjoyed it, and I still can't figure out why.
X-Men?
Yeah.
We're talking about Apocalypse here.
Yeah,
so
Apocalypse. I'd even dare to.
It's just trash. I don't even know how else to explain it besides that. Yeah, okay. Why did you think it was bad?
I thought it was bad because it just didn't have any sort of main character.
Okay.
You're not following anyone. What was the Days of Future Past worked because we're following Wolverine, so it's
That's
focused
true.
and it leads you on somewhere. This thing will stay with a character for 10 minutes and then go to another character that's unrelated for 15 minutes and then another one, and then they all have problems they need to resolve, but it's like you don't need to resolve 12 problems. Like the joke that we busted up laughing was that they do this little throwaway thing where Rose Byrne comes back because she needed a paycheck, and they do this little storyline where she gets her memory erased
At the very, yeah.
which is cute in the way that they present it. It's just like a little thing. And then after all this like chaos and destruction and it's the end of the world, and then at the very end when everything's resolved, they got to resolve one more thing. It's her memories that they introduce as a little cute thing. As like who wrote that? Like who cares?
Like why does like the ending need to be a happy note about her having her memories back? Yeah,
I guess what I can say is it was full of baffling decisions like that.
Yeah,
that just derailed everything.
Do you know what it felt like? I don't know, like if we might do a comparison right here, right now. Like it seems like Bryan Singer has created like this insert plot thing going on because like even from the very beginning, I felt like I was watching Days of Future Past. Yeah. I felt like I was watching like X-Men 2 stuff, just like even the opening sequence of something happening and then having that long tunnel thing. And it's just like
you're not the first person to say that too about Apocalypse. That I think everyone was
really
him. Yeah.
See, like
I think everyone caught on. I think everyone's catching on now.
Like it's just like, and then the door closing and having it spin and then open up to the opening shot. It's just like, dude, we've done this already. Like you burned out fucking Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen doing all that shit. Like, why am I watching the same thing over and over?
But why was this one so much more obvious? Because I love X2 and I love Days of Future Past.
I think it's because of that, because it had a lackluster story. It had no central character
and it
to follow.
Such a great
and the reason why
story.
I disliked it the most is why the fuck are you setting up a movie like from the very beginning till like almost halfway, like maybe 30 minutes until the end, like it's just all setup of characters. Like there's nothing, like you said, like you're going from one character to the next. We're going to the whole Four Horsemen. We're going to Apocalypse. We're going to all this. I'm just like, when is the story gonna start?
Yeah, and then when it starts, it's like a good 20 minutes.
And I think that's what people are divided between, like these people that really enjoyed it and these people that are saying like this is like the most like worst thing ever. Like my friend, I'm not gonna mention names, but shut up. Like he enjoyed it and it's fine. You know, everyone's entitled to their opinion. And he had some good defense and some points to it when we were talking. But I told him, I was just like, I don't think there's any like setup. There's no real real drive. There's nothing like this. Is not a story. This is just a plastered events of like this is this character, this is that character, and they're gonna fight.
And I think that was mostly telling of how unsure they were of their own movie, because even a bad Bryan Singer movie, he's trying, and he does try in this one, because there are there are cool things that happen in this movie.
Yeah.
But the sort of things where they're like they introduce spoiler, they introduced the Phoenix again, and I remember our friend was like, oh yeah, when he got all excited when he saw that, and I thought like that's so easy, like they know this movie is bad and they're throwing these things out, even with Wolverine too. And then they have him in the Weapon X hair and all that stuff. And that was just like that. You give us a movie first before you start doing that extra stuff.
I know for a fact there must be like these people out there who are huge, bigger nerds than we are, who are so upset with that scene. Yeah, with all that scene, like just like having him come in and having like, this is the person that's supposed to be like in his love of his life, Wolverine's love of his life, Jean Grey.
Jean,
and Jean Grey is the one that helps him like regain his memory, a little bit of his piece of his humanity in that one moment. I know for a fact there's people that are like, this is not in the comic book. This is not how it's gonna work.
Because she's like 15.
She's 15. Yeah.
Isn't that telling for Bryan Singer to be putting that storyline up? So he just got accused of fucking boy booty.
What? Did he really?
Yeah, some guy accused him of raping him when he was of him raping him when he was.
Okay,
16.
tangent.
Yeah,
Let's go back.
That's the real XX.
Oh god. But no, yeah, it's just overall, I don't think it worked because of that. You know, I actually do. Okay, we're talking all this crap, but what did you like?
I liked the visuals when it wasn't too much CGI going on. Bryan Singer he knows his world, the world of X-Men. And it's his world, and I like whatever he does with that. But that was good. The acting was okay. Oscar Isaac, even I wasn't too in love with him. I think he took it more seriously than everybody else. He was trying to make the movie a little bit better.
Yeah. I think, like, I actually liked his acting more than anyone else because. Not only because he was trying, he was doing this thing where he was kind of reminding me, but it wasn't terrible. As like, I remember Jupiter Rising or Ascending. Oh, so that will be mine. That guy, he was doing that kind of thing, but it was working for the character that he was building as Apocalypse, right?
I think it was like a cute throwback too to the cartoon, because
the cartoon he had like this like obnoxious kind of like nasal
auto-tune voice.
Yeah. I was like, rah. And but again, I think you had mentioned it, and I think my brother had mentioned it. It feels like just like these big names like James McAvoy, Michael Fassbender, Jennifer Lawrence. All of them are just kind of here just to be here, just to get paid, and because especially Jennifer Lawrence, because
she was bored out of her fucking mind.
Yeah,
and then I think she was
every scene she was just kind of just like,
and she was only Mystique for about 20 seconds.
I think it was just like, what was up with that? She probably had it in her contract that she doesn't want to be in full makeup or something. I don't know, who knows, but yeah, she was only like for on screen like for Mystique 20 minutes.
But that's another thing that just shows you that they weren't confident in this movie. Is and they're like, well, we need to have Jennifer Lawrence's face on this thing because she's bigger than she was even when Days of Future Past came out. So now, well, we don't even need her in the blue makeup. It was just because no one will know it's her.
It gives us that little kind of like tired excuse of being like, I don't want to be anyone's hero, so that's why she's not showing her blue face or whatever. And at the very end, it's kind of like, the character development of her thing is that she finally dons her blue self to like form the X-Men and do all this bullshit, and I was just like,
not right comically.
Whatever, who cares?
I know too. The one thing you complained about, and I've heard this many times after we saw it, is that you're sick and tired of Magneto and Professor X's little boy.
Their bromance.
Yeah.
Their bromance. Okay.
It was very awkward in this movie, but there you go.
It's just, okay, X-Men First Class, Days of Future Past, and this one is them three, right? This is the new people taking over, right? Why in every fucking movie am I gonna have a shot by shot of them fucking crying? Every fucking shot, and it's just like the same tear. I feel like they just they measured everything correctly. It's the same fucking tear, and it's just like, oh my fucking god! Like,
in this one, it was more jarring too because like Magneto just killed at least 20,000 people, and then they have this little friendly banter at the end, like they're friends, and it's just like you should really be trying to arrest him and take him to jail. Like, why is this still a bromance?
Like, why haven't you put that motherfucker in a comatose
because
state?
He helped you build the X-Mansion, but I don't know. It just seemed forced this time, which in turn causes the actors to not be very good in that role. Because I don't think Magneto was good, or was it Michael Fassbender? I think he was a little bored too.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, it takes a lot of skill to even do what he did in that, but yeah, it felt like he was just. When you like to say he was phoning it in.
Yeah, phoning it in.
And it was just like, I'm here. I would be more interested now. If you want to do something else, I don't know what you have planned. I heard rumors about you going into space this next time. But like, get rid of Professor X, get rid of Magneto, and just focus on the new kids.
I know that they're planning the New Mutants, which is like the punk asses of the X-Men. The little B-side. Which I guess you wouldn't need Patrick Stewart. I mean, not Patrick. You wouldn't need James McAvoy and stuff.
The X-Force and all the other stuff too.
They want to do that too.
Yeah, it's just you need to get they should just have it like in their mindset. Like if you do 3 movies with them, you shouldn't be in the next one that's coming out because it's just getting tiring.
Do you think they should remove Bryan Singer?
Maybe. I feel like it's time. I mean, it's been more than 10 years. I mean,
he's been gone. He was gone for a while. I don't know because like when I watch this, I see his brilliance in it, and it was just bad decisions made. Like even you agreed the scene when Magneto's kids die, or his kid and his wife dies. That was pretty brilliant. But then on top of that, they put him on his knees going, "No, is this what you want?" And it's like, who made that decision? Like, you totally ruined the mood.
The moment. Mm-hmm.
But you also made the scene, and it was effective. So you are brilliant at doing that. It's just, who didn't tell you? Maybe you shouldn't write that line. So maybe this will be a knock on his ego, and he'll get his shit together for the next one. Hopefully. It was embarrassing. I'm a big Bryan Singer fan, and
I'm not. I'm not. I mean, we disagree. You say the best one is X2, and I just don't think.
I love X2. I think that's a fantastic movie. but this is like how people think of Bryan Singer. You either like love him or you can't stand him.
Not that I can't stand him. I just don't care for him. I don't care. But that's that. I mean, well, let's move on to the next one that we didn't get a chance to talk about, which is Civil War. Yeah.
I didn't tell you my feelings about this movie at all.
Civil War?
Yeah.
No, we haven't talked about it. So this should be interesting. Like, so you can start off.
I honestly didn't think it was as good as Winter Soldier.
Okay.
I shouldn't have been comparing it when I was watching the movie, but that was such a good movie that I couldn't help it when we were watching it, and I just
Civil War.
Yeah, Civil War. When we were watching Civil War, I kept thinking, this is not like Winter Soldier. This is not like Winter Soldier. It's not fun like Winter Soldier, which is wrong because it was its own movie and it tried to do something different, but something seemed a little out of place with Civil War.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just like I don't know what to say.
Something just seemed out of place. The pacing was a little strange.
I would agree with that. The pacing is off. It's just okay. You know me. I like to read comic books here and there and stuff like that. So Civil War is one of the ones that I've read like throughout its almost its whole thing. So it's just. I'm expecting Civil War to actually be a civil war, and instead of it's a fight at the airport. And it's
it is true.
It's just that, and it's like okay, they try to make it up for. I understand why they do that because budget wise, they're not allowed to.
I don't know if it's that though. I think it's Disney's control over that they want to play it safe and close to the belt.
Not only that, but because Civil War is everyone. It's X-Men. It's everyone,
and they don't have.
And they don't have that. So they don't have all these rights to have all these.
Well, you told me. See, this is what I'm talking about though. That Disney's kind of steamrolling how big or how are controlling the consequences of the movies. You told me that the Civil War comic opened up with
a bunch of mutants.
Yeah, and they blow up like a school and kill kids.
It's not a school. I think it's I don't remember correctly, but it's become like where these teenage mutants. That's funny. These mutant teenagers are kind of like now posting and recording like their rescues, and so there's a hostage situation, and they go in there, and one of them accidentally gets like hurt and frightened, and he blows up and he kills like all these people there. That would have been a hell of a start of that movie instead of Sokovia Papers and all that stuff because. In the original Civil War storyline, what's going on is it's the Superhuman Registration Act. It's not the whatever Sokovia Papers. So it's everyone who has superpowers has to register in order for them to be tracked and all this stuff and all this good junk. But here it's again they did Civil War how there's with their limitations, and they focused on Captain America, who's not just the sole focus of it. It has to do more with SpiderMan. It has to do more with Captain America 2
a lot of Winter Soldier too. Like that was another weird choice for me. As like why are we retreading this again? Like I didn't care anything about his relationship with Winter Soldier. That was already resolved kind of in the last movie. So his motivation is I'm gonna go against Tony and the government because I need to save my friend who killed a bunch of people. Like I couldn't buy that for some reason, and it kind of ruined my experience of the movie. Because I just couldn't follow his reasoning.
Yeah, I don't really know. Like, did the Winter Soldier really kill the Starks too? Like,
but he knew it though, right?
Yeah, you're taking all of these elements and it just felt like a fumbled mess.
Yeah. You know what I would compare it to would be Iron Man 3.
Oh God, no one talks about Iron Man 3.
No, I thought people hate 2 more than 3.
No, people hate 3
more than 2.
Well, I don't know.
I thought 3 was okay, but it has that same sort of feeling of like the parts don't add up together. Like even 2, the parts add up together. It don't add up to anything good, but they add up to something. Whereas 3 had good things going on, but it didn't add up to anything. That's what I felt at the end of Civil War. And I don't know, and then they like set up Tony as the villain, sort of his viewpoint. But I found myself thinking like Tony's the only one that's right in this situation.
He's the only sane one.
Yeah.
So
then that took me out because the protagonist is supposed to be Captain America, and it's just I don't know. It sucked me. All of that sucked me out.
I don't know. We gotta change battery.
Oh well, she ended. We don't have much.
Okay. Well, did you enjoy it at least? Did you enjoy it?
Oh, yeah, I enjoyed it. Highlight was Spider-Man. I didn't know
I can't wait until, like, whatever they do with him. Like, Tom Holland's character, his portrayal of... Like, this is the real Spider-Man that I was waiting for. Not Andrew Garfield or any bullshit like that.
I told you when we left the movie as I didn't know we needed a new Spider-Man until I saw him.
Tom Holland. Like, he's, like, 16, 17, so this is the right age about the time where he's coming around, you know. I like how they do the little skip over of his origins and stuff. He's like, well, Antonio... that relationship, that bromance... I liked in the movie. They should explore that.
They're going to continue that on because he's already signed on for the Spider-Man movie. Tony Stark or whatever
fantastic.
His name is, Robert Downey.
Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah. What'd you think of Black Panther? That's the other new character.
In my country. I'm actually excited. I enjoyed his character. I enjoyed the way he played him, like kind of like stoic, not kind of just bland, but then he breaks out of it and just kind of.
He reminded me of Eddie Murphy in Coming to America for some reason. His accent.
What? Yeah. No, it was a pretty good accent. It wasn't terrible.
Well, not as cartoony, but I don't know. There was something about him that I kept thinking of Eddie Murphy. This the way he moved, is smoothness. The way he was very suave. And
I don't know. I'm excited to see what how their interpretation of Wakanda will be, and just kind of exploring the origins of Black Panther and all that stuff. So it's good. Yeah,
that cast too is like very star-studded with black.
I know,
great black entertainment.
I know it's being hailed as kind of like
the color purple of Marvel.
Oh, I don't want to go that far. I'm just saying.
The only problem
people are excited about it.
The only problem I had with him, and I joked this to you, is that every time he said anything, they do this. He could be like, "I'm going to the bathroom." Come on.
Your Majesty. They're doing a lot of stuff like that. But yeah. Who I wasn't so impressed by was freaking Elizabeth Olsen's like acting. Like again, it felt like her voice was like waving in and out. Like
I thought her accent was less stupid than in Avengers 2.
No,
I agree with you. She didn't have much going on, but I thought it was less stupid.
It's like I would have more respect if they just said, you know what, fuck it, drop it. Yeah. Drop it in this one instead of like
Halle Berry and
this
X2.
Doesn't taste like paprika. And it's just like, this doesn't taste like chicken. Bitch! Clearly you're fucking up. Well, whatever, it's fine.
It would be reasonable too that she's been living with them for a while, so her accent will go away.
They can even make a joke about it. Oh, you've gotten a lot better. I know.
I know.
Just look into the camera. I know. Yes. Who else was you like character wise?
It was nice to see Paul.
I was gonna say that.
He was thrown in there for no reason, but it was wonderful to see him in that. Yeah, it was fantastic, and then we got to see Giant Man finally.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool. Yeah. I'm not too excited about Anthony Mackie. Well, like as Falcon, I didn't really feel it. I didn't really feel it.
He's just always there.
Like, feel it. And now he's Dr. Martin Luther King in that, HBO or special thing that they're doing with Bryan Cranston. I think it's HBO.
Oh, about Lyndon Johnson.
Yeah, and it's just like, I don't feel you. But whatever.
You know who was barely alive in this movie was Don Cheadle. That nigga looked like he need to eat.
Oh my god.
He looks terrible. I don't know if he got AIDS or something.
Stop. That's a terrible thing to say. John Ceno's a treasure.
Okay. I don't know. He looked really bad in this movie.
I think he was supposed to look that bad.
They don't make any mention of it.
That's true. I don't know. Where's fucking Thor?